Got some breaking news from United Airlines. Not a surprise given what's happening with the drop in demand completely going away for China and falling more than 75% to trans-Pacific routes. United is going to be reducing the number of flights going into Tokyo, Narita, Osaka, Singapore, and Seoul. I'm not going to go into specifics with each of those markets, but suffice it to say, United bringing down the schedule, not canceling outright, but bringing down the schedule. But it is extending the length of time where it will not be flying from its U.S. hubs into China. That now has been extended out until March 30th. So United reacting to the fact that there's no demand for flying into China right now and a severe drop in demand in terms of flights over to Japan, Singapore, South Korea. That's why they're reducing flights to those Pacific destinations. Guys, back to you.
This is a demand story. There's no.
It's not a safety issue if you're still sending planes in and out.
No, it's a demand issue, guys.
Exactly.
It's a demand issue. And this is the smart move. If you're United, if you're Delta, if you're American, look, if people aren't going there, if they're not booking these flights, just don't go. Just sit the aircraft down. It costs too much money to make these flights with only 30% of the plane full. I want to go back to
Kevin on this because we've been talking about this. This is the piece that I think the Fed can't solve. That no matter what the Fed does over the next week, if they do something on Sunday night, Monday, if they don't do anything, that no matter what they say, it's not clear to me people are getting back on the plane.
I don't think that's accurate.
You don't think so?
Well, I'll tell you, because it requires me to have a conversation with Phil that I don't think we want to have, which is, in this world today, when airplanes are not supposed to be sitting for 3 minutes, the idea that these planes are idled means tremendous losses to the outlook and whether or not there's a lot of debt out there in these airlines. Mm-hmm. So if this becomes an issue of refinancing debt, of an inability of an airline, and this is the part you don't want to have the discussion.
None of these airlines are in that much trouble, though.
Well, I was going to throw that to Phil.
What a great time to refinance.
Right.
Well, okay.
Right.
Phil, I mean, is there an issue about sustainability? I don't mean of United, but of any of these airlines. They may not have a lot of debt relative to what they used to have, but running an airline requires an awful lot of debt out there. And would any of them benefit?
I understand what you're saying, Steve. Look, should people be worried about the U.S. carriers? No, their balance sheets are in good shape. That's not a concern.
Berkshire Hathaway owns like 10% of every one of these companies, and I can't imagine.
But the issue starts up. Look, we always say it's a low barrier to entry to get into the airline business. Rich people do it all the time. They're like, well, let me go out and buy some planes and start flying different places. Norwegian Air, perfect example of an airline that does not have the strength of a balance sheet that you see with a United, a Delta, and American. Okay. That's the type of airline, as the drop in demand happens, that you're going to see the impact.